we understand last year was a bear
Mm.
market and fundraising was at a different pace. So by the time we raise our seed round, we already have 1 million user in
Oh,
our
wow.
network. The seed round valuation, I don't want to disclose this specific number due to confidentiality with our investors, but it is lower than 125. Mario, I think to your point, we are launching at an extremely
You
attractive
are.
price. We're currently the product leader when it comes to decentralized AI, a vertical leader when it comes to decentralized AI data. Our CoinList price is really low. CoinList was 6.8 times oversubscribed. We have over 50,000 users who registered, only 6,000 users who managed to get an
Oh,
allocation
wow.
in the CoinList cell. Overall, we sold out in 17 minutes. I think that's such a solid proof point when it comes to how people feel about Masa and the pent up demand we have in the market.
Well, and the reason I'm asking for I knew that information is confidential, obviously, because it wasn't a crypto rank. But the reason I want to get like an indication of approximately what it was is just to be able to calculate. That's where the fun part comes. Calculate the returns for these investors, because people in the audience love to see the returns that early backers you guys had in the midst of the bear market made. Is there just a rough range you could give us for the pre-seed valuation at all, without giving us the actual valuation, or it's difficult to even do that?
It's really funny you mentioned it because when we did our CoinList round, I actually took a look at the very first check that we received from friends and family, and that investor has almost 8x within the past 2 years. That's what we can deliver to our investor. And at open today, I'm pretty confident that we can deliver at least 5x, if not 10x, to our retail investor. Over time, we want to be a 100x project for sure.
Interesting. All right, cool. So I'm just gonna do some napkin math here to kind of guess what the figures would be. And this way, when we list in 5 minutes, we can get some estimates on the returns that you guys made. And obviously, we'll be focusing on the returns that the CoinList investors have made. That's mm, the vast majority of the audience. We've got Amateo here on stage. We've got TKS that came up as well, and Dubsy. Do you guys have any questions for Calanthia and Brendan? Or any comments on what I've mentioned so far in terms of the backers and the exchanges? Anyone listening, you could see Masa on Gate, Qcoin, and Huobi HTX. What I'm gonna do is, while giving the mic for Dubsy, TKX, or Mateo, whoever wants to jump in on this one, I'm gonna put in the comments of the space the links um, for the three exchanges. And there's a timer there. It's just a cool part about crypto. You can see it's like every startup becomes a publicly listed company. There's a timer there, and you can actually go through the timer. Let me add it in the comments. So if you look at the comments here, you'll be able to see it. And you can actually go through and wait and watch the performance of the other project, which is a really cool part of what we do here and how crypto works. But let me give the mic. Dubsy, Amateo, TKX. Do you have any questions here for Calanthia or Brendan? Guys, can you hear me? Is it glitching? And just a heads up, by the way, for the audience and for the panel, Spaces is glitching very heavily. It crashed, as I said, it crashed 3 times about 3 hours ago when I was with Elon. Three or four times it crashed. And a lot of speakers couldn't come up. Hosts could be removed. So we had a few speakers not able to come up. And we had Peter earlier not be able to unmute either. So if you can't, Brendan just dropped. There, I told you, Calanthia. Spaces is glitching, so Brendan just dropped. TKX, Amateo, and Dubsy, if you can unmute, do so now. Otherwise, I'm going to go back and forth with Calanthia as we get closer to the listing in 3 minutes. Calanthia, my next question for you is, can you compare, and I think this is important, unrelated to Masa, can you tell us about your journey through the bear market and now? And I think this is a good learning lesson for when we get into the next bear market, when everyone's freaking out. The opportunities are in those bear markets. So that's question number one, Calanthia, your journey, bear market, and today. And then question number two is your plans moving forward. What are some other major announcements? Because everyone's looking at the listing right now as like the pinnacle of your achievement, but this is another early step in what you guys are building. So you got two questions for you, Calanthia.
Yeah, 100%. So I actually started building Masa as Terra Luna was
Oh
collapsing.
wow.
So needless to say, it was not super fun nor exciting. The entire world was really collapsing around us. But as entrepreneur, we need to have strong conviction in what we build. And throughout the past 2 years of bear market, what we're looking for was really product market fit. We stayed very, very lean as a team. Despite getting a lot of backings from tier one investors, we maintained a very small team. We only hire the most experienced and senior builders, especially developers, to work on Masa together. but the number of employees is relatively low. So in the past 2 years, we did not expand the team. We found what we call product market fit in the data space. We accumulated 1.4 million users in the past 2 years. Now coming into a bull market, we successfully did our CoinList IDO, and now we're getting listed on exchanges. Today, we're actually debuting on 8 different centralized and decentralized exchanges. Aside from the few that Mario just mentioned, Bybit is another big one. We are putting together a huge amount of token for trading competition rewards. So I would encourage everyone to watch the price, but also participate in trading competition to win Masa tokens.
That's exciting. I didn't know you guys are listing on Bybit as well. I've put in the comments, I've just pinned it at the top. Probably have to add the Bybit link to it as well because they're definitely a top tier exchange as well. Let me try to find it quickly now. We've got 1 minute for listing, just a heads up. I found the Bybit link. Let me quickly add it. Let me see if I can add it ahead of time. You guys have enough links anyway. If the market maker is doing a good job, it doesn't really matter which exchange you look at. But let me just make sure that the Bybit link is added. We're seconds away from listing. How are you feeling? Excited? Your journey's gonna. Let me just add it as a comment. Another one. There you go. Added Bybit. Kalanthia, you're seconds away from listing. All these years of hard work, all that bear market. You and the Masa team is listing there as a co-host. Let me see. And it's listed. Masa's out. So it's sitting at $1.3. 1.3 on Bybit. It's 0.7. Congratulations, guys. Whoever's putting the claps here. Good timing. Sitting at $1. The public sale here. Let me go through my notes. Okay, the public sale is 0.079. Let me go there at 0.079. Let me go to my magic calculator. And I was sitting at $1. That's the CoinList sale. I'm not talking about the seed round. We're sitting at 1,100. So we're sitting at a 12x increase. Let me just make sure my math is correct and the price is correct here. And we have, yes, a 12, just over 12x increase on the public sale round from CoinList. Now, if you look at the seed round, you're looking at a much higher multiple. So I'm going to do a napkin math very shortly. It's a performance show. I'm not sure if Dubsy, Amateo, AGI, if you guys can unmute, or TKX, or if it's glitching for you as well. But Kalantha, you guys have just listed. Let me go through the volumes as well. I'm just having a look now on the volumes. All right, so we got a volume of $283,000 already on KuCoin. We got a volume of, all right, HTX is not showing the volume. It's glitching. I'm not sure why. Let me refresh. Gate is sitting at $500,000 volume. And then we have Bybit sitting at $1 million volume. It's really impressive volumes across the board. Kalanthi, your initial thoughts seeing this?
Yeah, I think I said a few seconds ago that we will get 4 to 5x. I was way too conservative. At the opening pop, as you said, Mario, we already returned 12x to our CoinList participants. Throughout the day, I really hope that we can achieve a lot more. And then in the next years to come, probably 100x is a very conservative number now thinking about it.
What are you guys, we are long-term investors as a disclaimer, and I'm really glad and happy to be a part of your journey, guys. Kalanthia, my next question is, what is the unlock for the various rounds? So a lot of these early investors, especially the early investors, do get unlocks as they list. So if you can share that with us, that would be great.
Yeah, it's super transparent. So if anyone's interested in our emission schedule, go to coinlist.co Masa, and then you'll be able to see the chart for our emission schedule and very detailed distribution schedule. Investors play a huge role in our journey. We want to treat them well. They also believe in Masa in the long term. 100% of our private institutional investors have the 1.3 lockoff schedule, meaning that they first unlock 1 year after TGE, so 1 year from today. And then over the next 3 years, they do linear unlock. Needless to say, this is industry best practice because they believe in us in the long term.
And what's the unlock? Sorry if I missed it. What's the unlock for the public round?
For the CoinList round, so at TGE, there's a 25% unlock for the CoinList round, and then there's going to be a gradual unlock over time over the next 6 months.
Nice, really good. And the other question you didn't have time to announce, and I'm watching the price as well. I'll give an update for everybody as we're watching the price. It's been the market makers are doing a pretty good job, by the way. The price is stabilizing along the same range across the board at 70 cents, 70 something cents. I'll read the volumes in a bit as well. But Kalanthia, the more important question is, what do you have planned over the next few months? Because usually a lot of projects and kind of any marketing partner you're working with will tell you to come up with a plan moving forward beyond, listing on Binance, which should be a no-brainer for you guys based on the metrics you guys shared and what you guys have achieved? What are your plans moving forward? What are the announcements that should be expected?
Yeah, 100%. We actually have a day by day or even half day by half day schedule when it comes to marketing announcement. Another reason why you should follow Get Massified, our Twitter account today or right now. So next week, we're announcing our AI Collective, which is a massive and impressive collection of AI developers who are using our product to build the next generation of AI applications. Now, when we talk about crypto and AI, a lot of it is vaporware because people are still in the early stages of building products. We want to prove the point that Masa is already there. We have built a great product and we have attracted developers using it. That's number one. Number two, we are inviting a few more strategic partners to our family. As some of you might have seen, Hashkey recently welcomed Masa to be part of their inaugural AI accelerator alongside with AWS. We're doing a few more strategic partners like this across the globe. So be on the lookout for that. Aside from those two major news, we are releasing our updated white paper, really diving into what crypto can do for AI in the next generation. So for the technical readers in the crowd, that should be something that's very exciting. Those three pieces of news we're releasing in the next 7 days. And then when it comes to listing, Binance is really a no-brainer. We actually graduated from the Binance Accelerator exactly a year ago. We're still in close contact with the Binance team there. We want to be on Binance. So if you can go to Binance Twitter and then shout Masa there, I would really appreciate that. The second thing is that we are looking at other core international markets to expand our trading coverage. We have an extremely enthusiastic global community of 500,000 community members. We want to make sure that they can own a piece of Masa wherever they are. So I'm not going to share the market name, but some of you might be able to guess that.
I'm just having a look at your performance. It's a very healthy launch, very healthy. So drop back to 70 cents, by the way, and just backed up to 90 cents on KuCoin, on Huobi 89 and 88 on what's the Bybit price? That's close Bybit. Let me go back to Bybit. Bybit at 90 as well. So you back up to 90, and that kind of shows the lockup periods for any projects listing, having those long lockups. So for anyone listing, the early investors, especially the private investors, VC investors, seed, pre-seed, usually would get big unlocks at listing. And projects do this to be able to entice investors to invest. Like, hey, I know we're a risk. To mitigate your risk, we're going to give you an unlock as soon as we list so you can sell to the markets to get some of your money back, which is one of the unpopular things about crypto. But lower quality projects tend to have to do that in most cases, or if their valuation is too high, to convince investors to invest to mitigate their risk. But when you have a high quality project, one of the early spaces we did, Pixels, for example, had a 12-month lock as well. It's a Binance Launchpad project. And most Binance Launchpad projects, Portal was an exception, but most others had a lockup as well of 12 months. And we're seeing here the same thing with Masa. The project quality it means that investors will invest even if there's a long lockup. It's a long-term investment. They don't need to mitigate their risk by having an initial unlock, and that is reflective on the price. So we're seeing here the price sitting at 80 cents across the board on all exchanges. Very, very healthy market making done across the board, and you're sitting at very, very good performance. Let me look at the FDV here. By the way, was it hard to raise money, Catalina, during the bear market? Because people see the hype now where everyone's chasing you to throw money. And in cryptos is just crazy. And Calanthia could confirm that. In the bull market, I'm sure projects were chasing you, Calanthia. If it's not project investors were chasing you and trying to give you money at higher valuations that you already raised at. But in the bear market, you'd be going to them and most people would be, taking their time, doing more DD than they usually do. Kind of give the audience an idea of how bear markets compare to bull markets.
Yeah, it's really interesting because a lot of crypto investors are not very mature investors, meaning that they only started to professionally invest in the past year or two. So the way they assess projects shift as a market shift. That's exactly what you should not do. I know this because I have a background in venture capital investing as well. I was one of the founding members of PayPal's venture capital arm, deployed over $500 million. However, back to your question, in the bear market, some investors will have requirements such as you must be profitable as a project, or you must hit XYZ metrics that are so far away from the normal set of things you would look at. thankfully, because of our team's background and traction and what we're building, we managed to secure enough funding during the bear market. We survived, and then we are now seeing light at the end of the tunnel. Today, we're definitely just under sunlight now, but today is only the day one of the next chapter.
Yeah, and by the way, the price has just been performing just such a steady launch, such a beautiful launch here that we're seeing, and that's the beauty of the lockup periods. And we're probably going to start seeing buying pressure here. Are you sitting at a $1.2 billion valuation? As someone that's launched many projects through these countdown spaces, the valuation is very healthy for what you guys are building. Yeah, look, I've just been looking at it, looking at your investors, looking at your metrics, looking at what you guys have achieved. Just very grateful to be on your cap table. Very grateful to be part of your journey. And you know what I'm going to do, Calanthia, as well, is beyond what we've agreed in terms of doing shows for you and helping on your journey. I want to take it a step further and bring you anytime to a few of our AI spaces that we do on a regular basis with some leaders in the space. AGI on stage joins a lot of those, and would love you to come up, you or Brendan, your co-founder, or anyone else from your team, to just have a chat to other leaders in the industry, because you guys are going to be leading the way. My next question for you, Calanthia, is as I watch the price and everyone else who watches the price, where do you think decentralized AI will head over the next couple of years? Like, is it being overhyped, or are we barely understanding the potential?
I think it's short term overhyped and long term barely understanding the potential. And why is that? I think there are two groups of decentralized AI projects out there right now. The first group is using blockchain to help with AI. The second part is help using AI to help with blockchain. Masa belongs to the former category. And what do I mean by that? Maria, at the top of the spaces, you mentioned that there are three core components when it comes to AI: compute, algorithm, and data. Using the power of blockchain, tokenomics, and decentralization, we're able to bring a lot more distributed computing power and distributed data into the world of AI. Now, this is benefiting not only Web3 AI developers, but also Web2 AI developers at large. In the announcement that we're going to make next week, we are already including some Web2 AI developers using Masa decentralized data to build very cool AI agents and AI applications. I think this space will be huge in the future. Versus in the second category, maybe you're just using AI to build some cool Web3 projects, which is also great because we're engaging Web3 users in a creative new way. But I don't think the market size is as big or exciting compared to the first category. Masa and BitTensor are really the industry and category leader when it comes to using blockchain to disrupt AI right now.
And looking at the just price performance and something people are waiting for. Um, okay, this is really interesting. Let me just confirm these numbers are correct. All right, so the early investor that came in and that we talked to, the pre-seed investors that invested very early in you guys, are sitting at a 9,000% increase on the price of their tokens. So just going to give you an idea of the returns when you find the right project and invest early in them. So congratulations on that. Last quick question here. Let me get Bitcoin is the revolution. Last question here, Calanthia. The markets in general have been very bullish right now, and there's been a lot of interest from VCs, a lot of interest from people entering the market. Do you guys have a strategy moving forward? Obviously, going through this bull market, but going through the bear market as well into the next bull market, kind of looking ahead. Do you guys have a plan moving forward over the next 3 to 4 years? And this is kind of a question that goes for the long-term investors in the audience that have those long lockup periods.
Yeah, 100%. The secret really is have enough capital to play multiple cycles. The Masa team is not going away. We still have a ton on our product roadmap. We have at least 5 years to build, and we have enough capital and small enough team and low enough firm to sustain any market movements. We're super excited to truly realize our vision, bring decentralized data into the AI space. Excited to be on the spaces today, and thank you so much for everyone's love and attention to Masa.
Not at all. I was just doing some calculations when I asked that last question. I'm glad the space happened despite the glitches. For anyone listening, the earliest investor in Masa sitting at an 80x return. Congratulations to them. That's my napkin math. This is not official information. I just did some napkin math, some guesswork here and there. They're sitting at an over 80x return on their investment. So congratulations to them. You do have a lockup period. So you're in it for the long run. That applies to every single long-term investors. Anyone that invested in the public round from a few days ago, you're sitting at a 5 to 10 10x right now, whatever the price is at. The volumes have been extremely healthy. The market making has been incredible. Your backers are incredible. The metrics, the achievements you guys have done is great. So I'm really glad Masa is the project that I had right after the last space we did. And I'm glad Spaces worked after the glitches we had in the previous space, where it crashed 4 times about the Brazilian elections, and here we are. It worked. It was a great launch. So again, Calanthia, my offer to have you on more shows, AI shows, is always there. I'm really glad to be on the cap table, and congratulations what you built for you and for the team. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and congratulations to all the investors in Masa. Yet another top tier project for this year, doing a countdown show. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye, Calanthia, Brendan, and everyone.
Thank you so much,
Bye,
Mario.
Calanthia.